Common indices to lecture number 27 is characteristics and properties of surface coating. Table of contents. The table of contents of this lecture are surface coating, characteristics of surface coating, polymers for surface coatings, properties of surface coatings, step growth and chain growth polymers. So in this lecture you will learn about the surface coatings, what are surface coatings, which materials are included in surface coatings, what are the characteristics of surface coating, which polymers are used in the surface coatings, and what are the properties of surface coatings, how step growth and chain growth polymerizations takes place. Surface coating. What is surface coating? What is its use and which materials are included in the surface coating? Surface coating, any mixture of film forming materials plus pigments, solvents and other additives which when applied to a surface and cured or dried yields a thin film that is functional and often decorative. So, by using the surface coating materials and pigments, solvents and other additives, when these mixtures are applied to the surface and then these materials are cured and dried. After drying, these materials yields a thin film and this thin film is functional and often decorative. Surface coatings include paints, drying oils and varnishes, synthetic clear coatings and other products whose primary function is to protect the surface of an object from the environment. So, which materials are included in surface coating? Surface coatings include paints, drying oils, varnishes, synthetic clear coatings and other objects. These all types of materials are included in surface coating. What is the prime function of these materials? The prime function of this material is to protect the surface of an object from the environment. So, these materials provide the surface from protection and they protect the surface of an object from the environmental conditions. These products can also enhance the aesthetic appeal of an object by accentuating its surface features or even by concealing them from view. So, the surface coating enhance the aesthetic appeal of an object or the surface. Surface coating often conceal the defects of an object Characteristics of surface coating. So what are the characteristics of surface coating? Most surface coatings employed in industry and by consumers are based on synthetic polymers, that is industry produced substances composed of extremely large, often interconnected molecules that form tough, flexible, adhesive films when applied to the surface. So, mostly the surface coatings are employed in the industries. These surface coatings are based on the synthetic materials or the synthetic polymers. These surface coatings are produced industrially and They composed of extremely large, often interconnected molecules, and these extremely large interconnected molecules form the tough, flexible, adhesive films when these type of material or these substances are applied to the surface. So, the major role of the surface coating is that they provide the adhesive films which is very tough and flexible when these types of coatings are applied to the surface, and these types of coating are industrially produced. The other component materials of surface coating are pigments which provide color, opacity, gloss and other properties. Solvents or carrier liquids which provide a liquid medium for applying the film forming ingredients, and additives which provide a number of special properties. So there are some other types of substances which are added in the surface coating. The pigments which are added in the surface coatings, the pigments are an important materials which are added in the surface coating. What is the function of pigments in the surface coating? The pigments provide the color, opacity, gloss and other properties to the surface coatings. There are some solvents or carrier liquids which are added in the surface coating. What is the function of solvents or carrier liquids? Their function is to provide a liquid medium for applying the film forming ingredients. Some additives are also added in the surface coating. And what is the function of additives in the surface coating? The additives provide a number of special properties to the surface coatings. Polymers for surface coatings. So which polymers are used for the surface coating? What is the role of polymers in the surface coating? Polymer-based surface coatings can be considered to be two-phase composite materials consisting of pigment particles and other additives dispersed in a continuous matrix of polymers. So basically, the polymer phase surface coating is considered to be a two-phase composite materials, and these two-phase composite materials consist of a pigment particles and other additives, and these pigment particles and other additives are dispersed in a continuous matrix of polymers. What is the role of polymer in surface coating? Polymers provide the coating film, its capacity to adhere to the substrate, most of its chemical resistance and flexibility. So, the role of polymers in the surface coating is to provide the coating film. It provides the capacity to adhere the substrate. It provides the chemical resistance and flexibility. In addition, the continuity of the film, much of its durability in the presence of environmental stress, its gloss properties, most of its mechanical and thermal properties, and most of any chemical reactivity that the film will exhibit are dependent on polymers as well. So, there are some other properties of surface coatings which are dependent on the polymers. The polymers provide the durability of the coating in the environmental stress. It provides the gloss properties. It provides the mechanical and thermal properties. It also provides the most of any chemical reactivity So for these all type of reasons, the surface coating is dependent on polymers because polymers play an important role in the surface coating. What are the key properties that play an important role in the coating? So there are some key properties which play an important role in the coatings are molecular weight distribution, and glass transition temperature. So the key properties of the coating polymers are molecular weight distribution, glass transition temperature, and solubility. So these four properties play a key role in the coating polymers. These properties are molecular weight, glass transition temperature, solubility, and molecular weight distributions. Also important are the reactive molecular groups making up the polymer and the kinetics and the mechanism by which the polymer is formed. That is, whether it is formed by the step growth polymerization or chain growth polymerizations. Beside the key properties which play an important role in the coating polymers, there are some important properties which also play their role. These are the reactive molecular groups, and these reactive molecular groups make up the polymer. The kinetics and the mechanism through which the polymer is formed through a process of step growth polymerization or the chain growth polymerization is also an important factor which describes the properties of coating polymers. Another key attribute of polymer is its structure. So, the structures also play an important role in coating polymers. Polymers can have linear, branched, or network architectures. So, the polymers can be linear, branched, or network architectures. So, the polymers can also be present in the form of linear chain, branch chain, or in the form of network architectures. In these figures, the common polymer structures are shown. So, you can see the polymer structures which are linear, branched, and network architectures. So, three common polymer structures, the linear, branched, and network architectures are represented from top respectively by high density polyethylene, low density polyethylene, and phenol formaldehyde. The chemical structure and molecular structure of highlighted regions are also shown. So, in this slide, you can see the structure of polymer which are linear, which are present in the branched form, and the polymers which are present in the network architectures. So, their structures are represented on the top by respectively high density polyethylene, low density polyethylene, and phenol formaldehyde. In this slide, the chemical structure and the molecular structure of highlighted regions are also shown. Step growth and chain growth polymers. So what are step growth polymers and what are chain growth polymers? How they are formed? What is their importance? Step growth polymers include polyesters, epoxies, polyurethanes, polyamides, melamine, and phenolic resins. So, there are following compounds which are included in the step growth polymers. These compounds include polyesters, epoxies, polyamides, polyurethanes, phenolic resins, and melamine. So, what are melamine resins and why they are important? Melamine resin is durable, fire and heat resistant, and virtually unbreakable, making melamine products more desirable than other plastic housewares. So, the melamine resin are important due to their durability. They are fire and heat resistant and virtually unbreakable. So, they are preferred to use in the step growth polymers. How step growth polymers are formed? They are formed most often by reaction between two dissimilar monomers, acids and alcohols. In the case of polyesters, this general class of polymers is used widely in the fields of organic coatings. So, how step growth polymers are formed? The step growth polymers are formed by the reaction between the two dissimilar monomers. They are formed by the reaction between acids and alcohols in case of polyesters. So, in organic coatings, the general class of polymers is widely used in the organic coatings. What are chain growth polymers and how they are formed? Chain growth polymers are built up by the opening of carbon-carbon double or sometimes triple bonds within the monomers and the successive additions of similar monomers onto the ends of a growing chain. So, how chain growth polymers are built up? They are built up by the opening of carbon-carbon double bonds or sometimes by the triple bonds which is present within the monomer, and they are also formed by the successive addition of similar monomers onto the ends of growing chain. What is the importance of chain growth polymers? Which compounds are used in the chain growth polymers? Prominent chain growth polymers in the area of coatings are polyethylene, polystyrene, polymethyl, methyl acrylate, and polyvinyl chloride. So, the chain growth polymers are found in the area of coatings. They include the polyethylene, polystyrene, polymethyl, methyl acrylate, and polyvinyl chloride. So, these all types of compounds are prominent in the chain growth polymers. They play their role in the coatings. When used in non-reactive form, chain growth polymers are usually thermoplastic, high molecular weight materials. So, when we use the chain growth polymers in the non-reactive form, the chain growth polymers are usually thermoplastic and high molecular weight materials when they are used in the non-reactive form. In some cases, however, carboxylic acid, alcohol, epoxy, amine, amino, and other reactive groups can be incorporated into the chain growth polymers. With such reactive functionality on the polymer chains, these materials can be used in the low molecular weight forms as co-reactants in the cross-linking systems. So, so there are some compounds which are incorporated in the chain growth polymers. The reactive compounds which are incorporated into the chain growth polymers are carboxylic acids, alcohol, epoxy, amine, amino, and other reactive groups. So, these reactive groups which are incorporated in the chain growth polymers can be used in the low molecular weight forms. They can be used in the low molecular weight forms as co-reactants in the cross-linking systems. Which method is used for chain growth polymerization? 4. What are the importance of the chain growth polymerizations? How chain growth polymerizations takes place? For coating use, one specific chain growth polymerization method is utilized extensively, the latex or emulsion process. So, which method is used in the specific chain growth polymerization? So, the method which is specifically used for the chain growth polymerization is the latex or emulsion process. In its simplest form, the emulsion process involves stabilizing large droplets of a monomer or monomers in water using a soap as a surface active agent or surfactant. So, in the simplest process, we can say that the emulsion process is involved in stabilizing the large droplets of monomers, and these large droplets are stabilized in the water and they use a soap as a surface active agents or surfactants. A water-soluble free radical initiator is added, forming the latex particles by polymerization within small aggregates called micelles that are formed by the surfactant. So, after this, the water-soluble free radical initiator is added, and this water-soluble free radical initiator is added and forms the latex particles, and these latex particles are formed by the process of polymerizations within the small aggregates. So, you can call these small aggregates as the micelles, and these micelles are formed by the surfactants or the surface active agents. Because latex coatings are applied as aqueous dispersion of polymer, their use is largely solvent-free and they are very attractive for retail because they can be cleaned up with soap and water and are very easy to apply and are durable. So, what are the advantages of latex coating? The latex coatings are applied on the aqueous dispersion of polymers. They are used as the solvent free because the juice is slightly the solvent free. They are very attractive for retail because they can be easily cleaned up with the soap and water. They are very easily applied on the surface, and an important property of the latex coating is that they are durable. Schematic diagram of the emulsion polymerization method. So here the schematic diagram of emulsion polymerization method is shown. This method is applied for the specific chain growth polymerization. In the simplest form, the emulsion process involves the stabilization of large droplets of monomers in the water molecules. So first, the emulsions are formed in the water molecules. Using the soap as the surface active agent. After that, a free radical initiator is added. So you can see on the top a free radical initiator is shown. So after the process of emulsion, a free radical initiator is added. And this free radical initiated radical form the latex particles, and these latex particles are formed by the process of polymerizations. So there are small aggregates which are formed in this process, and these small aggregates are called as micelles. So in the first step, emulsion before polymerization is shown. After that, emulsions are formed and the latex polymerizations take place. The latex particles are formed by the polymerizations. So after that, polymerizations form the latex particles and micelles are formed. In the emulsion polymerization methods, monomer molecules and free radical initiators are added to a water-based emulsions, both along with soap-like materials known as surfactants or surface acting agents. So, in the polymerization method, the monomers and free radical initiators are added to a water-based emulsions. So, these monomers and free radical initiators are added in the water-based emulsion bath along with other materials like surfactants or the surface active agents. The surfactant molecules composed of hydrophilic, water-attracting and hydrophobic, water-repelling and form a stabilizing emulsion before polymerization by coating the monomer droplets. So, what is the role of surfactant molecules? And what is the composition of surfactant molecules? The surfactant molecules are composed of hydrophilic and hydrophobic heads. The hydrophilic, water-attracting and hydrophobic, water-repelling ends form a stabilizing emulsion before the process of polymerizations. They coat the monomer droplets. Other surfactant molecules clump together into the smaller aggregates called the micelles, which also absorb monomer molecules. So, the other surfactant molecules which are present in this bath are also clumped together in the form of smaller aggregates which are called as micelles. These absorb the monomer molecules. Polymerizations occur when the initiators migrate into the micelles, inducing the monomer molecules to form large molecules that make up the latex particles. So how polymerizations occur? The polymerizations occur when the initiators migrates into the micelles. When the initiators are migrates into the micelles, they induce the monomer molecules to form the large molecules. And when these large molecules are formed, they form the latex particles. Assignments. Assignment number 1 is why melamine resin is important. Assignment number 2 is what is the role of polymer in surface coatings. Assignment number 3 is what are the properties of latex coatings.